Good evening, everyone. The story we are going to read today is very special. It has a very big message at the end. At last, I am okay. That's the title, and the author is Alison Bynes. Thank you, Anya. Okay. So, there is a mountain goat named Una. Una the mountain goat lived in a place called Sakuland. Sakuland was a wonderful country. It stretched from the shores of the sea to the forest, from the valleys to the mountains. So it had everything one would need to live happily in. All the good natural resources were available to the animals living in there. The animals loved Sakuland. There was grass for the rabbits and the deer, insects for the birds and the bears to snack on, and fish for the crocodiles and wild cats. There was clear, cool water for everyone. The water is coming from the mountains. If you see on the center back side, you can see the mountains, right? Nice big mountains. And then there is somebody standing on top of the mountain. Can you see a little animal on top of the mountain? Yes? Una lived high above the others, on top of a mountain. The climb up and down the rocky mountain trails was long and difficult. She did not spend too much time with the other animals and got used to being alone. She used to live alone. She liked living alone. She rather liked it. She could do whatever she wanted and whenever she wanted. Sometimes Una thought that the others were a bit silly. Why do they always have to do everything together? Can't they go to the stream by themselves? I do, thought Una. But then every person is different and every animal is different. Some people like company and some don't. All the animals had ways they liked to do things, but Una thought her ways were the best. Now, that is not the right way to think, right? We can like something, other people may not, but then to think that ours is the only good way and others are silly or stupid is not a good thing. That way, we miss the chance of learning something new. Slowly, Sakuland's climate began to change. Oh, that's not a good sign. But the animals were not really paying attention. Oh, they should pay attention, like we should pay attention that our climate is changing. One day, the whales, who spent most of the year in Sakuland's waters, announced that they were going to live someplace else. Oh, so now the things are getting worse. So far, everything was perfect, but now the weather is changing, and the whales are the first one who to say, "We are moving away. We don't like it here anymore." Why? Asked the turtles. "It's quite nice here." But the whales said, "The water has become a bit too warm for us." Said the whales, "We will have to go further north where it is cooler." The whales liked to live in cool waters, and Sakuland's water was now too warm for them. The turtles would miss the beautiful songs sung by the whales, but they did not think too much about it. What did they think? They thought, "At least I am okay." That's not good. You see, what is the problem? The title of the book says, "At least I'm okay." But then, if something wrong is happening to our neighbors, we should pay attention. Because if our neighbors are in trouble and we don't help them, who will help us when we are in trouble? Right? So we should always stand with our family, friends, and neighbors in time of problem for them. Picky, picky, muttered Una to herself. उनको कितनी परेशानी है छोटी छोटी चीज से. I don't mind if it is too hot or cold. They should be more like me, she thought. Everyone soon forgot about the whales. But one day the turtles started to pack up and leave. "Why?" asked the wild cats. "You always seemed happy here." There's hardly enough sand left for us, said the turtles, who laid their eggs on the sandy beach. Where did it go? Asked the wildcats. Where did the sand go? Because the water is getting warmer, so there is more water now. The climate is getting warmer, and the water is reaching up high, so it's covering all the beach. All we know is that the sand used to reach to the big rock, said the big old turtle. But the big rock doesn't look so big now. The water has almost covered it. So the water level is rising. The water is warmer, and the level of the water in the sea is rising. Too bad for the turtles, but at least I am okay, thought the wild cats. Una saw the turtles leave and thought, what difference does it make to me if the sand disappears underwater? The turtles should have been smart like me when deciding where to live. Una went looking for some grass to snack on and forgot about the whole matter. Then the wildcats left. They could not catch nice fish anymore in the stream. It had become just a trickle. See, the water in the stream used to be till the edges, but now the fishes are dead. There is not much water left in the stream. The deer thought, oh, how terrible for the wild cats. But at least I'm okay. Una looked over at the stream where she drank. The wild cats are pretty tough, but they must not be as tough as me. One day, Una noticed something strange. Every year, the snow on her mountain would melt, just like an ice cube, and fill up her stream. But now there was less snow, all because of the climate getting warmer. Una was not quite certain and thought maybe it just looks that way today. Maybe it will snow more next year. But then strange animals begin to come to Sakuland because it is warmer. Cows like it better now. Everyone tried to be friendly to the cows, but the newcomers did not take much notice. They kept munching the grass and chewing it more and more. And there were so many of the cows that had moved in. The deer were not too happy when the grass began to disappear. Slowly, the deer had to go outside Sakuland to find enough of the grass they liked. They should see what I have to eat at times, thought Una. Sometimes I have to lick the lichens on rocks, not pleasant at all. So the mold that grow on the stones on the rocks, the grass can lick it, although it doesn't like it too much. Una stayed on her mountain as long as she could, but she often found herself without enough to eat or drink. She is having problems now. Finally, hungry and thirsty, Una climbed down the difficult mountain path. She tasted some of the grass from the hills, but it was not the kind she liked. She found a stream in a valley, but the water's taste was not as crisp as she was used to. The clean, crisp water. Now it's a little bit muddy and dirty because it's dry. Now Una realized why the other animals had left. It is very important to eat the food that suits you the best and have water nearby. The animals she knew had left Sakuland when they couldn't find their favorite food easily, or when they were too thirsty because the stream had slowed down to a muddy trickle, or when their home trees were cut down to build homes for others. Una and her friends thought, at least it's not me when changes affected someone else. As the oceans became warmer, the whales left in search of more suitable home. The turtles, the deer, and Una couldn't care less. But later they had to admit, now it is me. Now it's me having the problem. Una had to admit that having friends nearby is a Necessity. It's necessary to have people nearby. She was determined to go find others. What was the problem? We. We are the problems. Una and her friends who live in Sakuland are facing climate change just like we are. Human beings are burning more and more greenhouse gases. There's carbon dioxide from coal and oil. Carbon dioxide is released when we cut trees. Methane, which cows and that live in farms burp out, and nitrous oxide from cars and other vehicles. These greenhouse gases are added to the atmosphere, and that is causing global warming and changing the climate to warmer than before. As more heat is trapped in the atmosphere by greenhouse gases, the ice in the poles is melting and the sea levels are rising, but the clean drinking water is reducing. All of that means that the weather is becoming more unpredictable. It changes too much. It's cold in the summer, warm in the winter. It doesn't rain. Rains doesn't come on time like they used to. And that is what climate change is. And it's not good for any one of us. But we need to do something about it. When forests are cut down, they add to the carbon dioxide level in the atmosphere. Animals lose homes, forests, they go to far off places in search of food. Farmers are not able to grow their crops properly because of the unpredictable and erratic rainfall, sometimes more, sometimes less. Often they sow the seeds, but there's no rain and the crops fails. Imagine a world without mango or chocolate because there were no rains or no food for that matter. Unpredictable weather also affects human beings. Storms, floods, droughts, people lose homes, livelihood. The pollution in the atmosphere affects our health and we fall ill more often. So, we should not think that it's not us. Climate change affects humans, earth, and all its creatures. It's high time we do something about it. See, as someone once said, this might not be the best place to live, but this is the only place we have. So we have to protect and nurture it so that we can have it for a long, long time to come, right? Always keep that in mind. Thank you.